I don't think I should make the video. This is McMahon, Jeff McMahon. I guess you could say as a watch obsessive, as a watch addict, I've been in rehab over here in Southern California. Just watch rehab. Once you're an addict, you never really are free. You're just diligent. There's a difference between being free and being diligent. As a watch addict, what would serve me well? Not to look at watches, but those algorithms on YouTube. They know, I like to look at them. So check this out. I haven't bought anything. I have 5 watches, and I don't know why I'm in this false bliss where I think that my 5 watches are better off on rubber straps. I like the dive cores. I bought a few dive cores. I've also received some complimentary ones. But I like the product. I bought 2 of them. This is the chocolate bar, the original for this SLA 055. One of these days I might go back to a bracelet. It's not a worry of mine. I don't go to bed at night. Will I ever get a bracelet? So I'm just home in rehab. I took my daughter to the doctor today. She had viral pink eye, which means she might be out for a week. And they had to get her birth date to make sure it was the right person. And I told the nurse, I got a buddy in Poland. And he told me in Poland, this woman woke up and her leg was amputated. It was the wrong patient. And they said, "We're sorry." All the nurses were laughing. I think they have galley humor. "We're so sorry. That's a really bad day. That's a really bad way to start your day." Ooh, you got confused with another patient. Yeah, well, that was in Poland back in the early 1980s. Wow, yeah. So shout out for Anjay. Where have you been, McMahon? See, I have. I disappeared for a while. I wrote a book. I finished it. It was 71,000 words. It's called Professor Interrupted, The 10 Laws of Writing in the AI Age. As a college writing instructor for 37 years, I find that AI is probably my biggest challenge. I get a lot of students use AI. Actually, one of my students told me, we all use it, McMahon. Every single one of us here at this college, we all use it, and we're getting better at hiding our fingerprints. We're getting more savvy, more sophisticated. We can get rid of some of those obvious words that we wouldn't use that ChatGPT is using. And so I wrote a book with some strategies, with 10 laws. And I think in a certain way, we'll lose our individuality because, when you use machines all the time, you become less of an individual, less of a human, and you become more of a user of a machine. It's kind of a necessary evil, really. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen to some degree. Also, what happens when you use these writing shortcuts, what I'm finding, talking to my students, what happens is the quality of the writing goes down, but this low quality writing is good enough 90% of the time. It's going to be used. Hey, Julia, I'm over here doing a video presentation.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you don't have to be sorry. You're here home with Big McMahon and his watch rehab. It's all good. I'm sure the audience will appreciate hearing the banter of another human being, because some of these people are concerned that I was just this AI talking head, some disembodied oracle living alone in some sort of golem cave. But here you are. We have a high school student nearby. Anyways, where was completely lost my train. Oh yeah, ChatGPT. So what happens is, the Overton window means that as things become abnormal, we acclimate to the abnormal, we make it normal. I just think this low quality writing will it'll become the common currency. We'll accept it as normal. And it apparently, from what I'm reading, it's affecting entertainment a lot. The movie and TV industry, they're already using AI for all sorts of things, for content, for the closed captions. They're not playing around. In fact, from what I'm reading, the entertainment industry is becoming more like a gig economy. They're just like paying people who work in entertainment measly wages, no benefits. No wonder these actors are going on Instagram and social media and other social media platforms and trying to monetize it. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Go do it, man. Go on Instagram if that's where to make money. Woo! So yeah, I wrote this book. I like it. Will I publish it? I don't know. An agent actually is looking at the proposal. The book proposal was 25 pages long. Oh my God, the book proposal was brutal. The book proposal was the title of my book, the overview of the book, my sales pitch, why my book is necessary. It's really a book about a college writing instructor whose career feels threatened by AI. I don't even know what they're going to do with us and how the things that I do to acclimate to AI. Just a few things. Maybe I'll do a presentation later on kayfabe. My kayfabe rhetorical strategies. Kayfabe is from Vince McMahon. It's a form of storytelling that I may have to do a whole video presentation. Actually, I would have to do like 6 parts on that. But what I'm having my students do is like instead of summarize a movie or a video or a book or an essay, because they could do that on ChatGPT, I'm now having them interview a classmate with 7 interview questions, and then gather the answers to those questions in a analysis and a summary, and then they can use that as either an introductory paragraph to an essay or an illustration. I think I'm boring. I think people are shutting down right now. They don't want to hear about my strategies. I don't know. I got so obsessed with it. I really. You know what, I don't know, I told my wife, I don't know if I'm going to sell the book or not. I did get a quick bite from an agent, but I don't know if I'll sell it or not. But man, I really enjoyed writing it. I enjoyed getting obsessed with a 70,000 word book where I had laws, the 10 laws of writing in the AI age. I love laws, I love rules, I love manifestos. What does that say about? Isn't that what I did with my watch obsession for 11 years on YouTube? Go over the laws. You know, as I look back, there's no real law. I just think guys like to say there's laws. I don't think there's definitely not a one-size-fits-all type of law. So, yeah, I don't know if I can do presentations on AI on this channel. I don't know if the book I wrote translates into video presentations. I kind of want it to, because it's content, and I do like to give presentations. I have a chapter called Ozempification, which is a metaphor for the deleterious effects, the harmful. You had to use the word deleterious, the harmful effects of taking shortcuts. It comes from the word Ozempic, and I heard Howard Stern and Robin a couple months ago talking about how they're watching TV and all these mid-sized actors were suddenly skinny, and they had, all of them could afford to take Ozempic. I can't afford it. I don't even know if I want to take it from what I've read about it, though I wouldn't mind losing 40 pounds. So Stern, he says you can tell they're on Ozempic. They look terrible. They look like Shar-Pei dogs, Ozempic face or Ozempic butt, where your butt just goes flat. You look like a skeleton. I'll tell you what, man. There's a couple of people. They're not my friends, but I know them, and they're on it. Oh, they look terrible. They look like they're gonna die. They just the sagging tissue. I don't think that would happen to me, but I don't know. Apparently, some people just lose their appetite. They become so nauseous that that's an issue. So, So I do have a chapter on exemplification. The deleterious effects of taking shortcuts is that you sort of uglify situations. So am I buying any watches? Whew. So check this out. Today there's a YouTube channel I follow. I believe it's from Japan. It's called Crying Watch. I don't know why it's called that. Crying, like, crying. And, he has some really nice watches on his channel. You know what he had today? He had an Orient Star 1964 limited edition diver that I'd never seen before. Neumann sells the black dial Orient Star diver, the silver dial, the one that I really like, and it's like a turquoise. These watches cost about $950, and I think they're probably worth it. This one was a limited edition. I think right now it just came out. It's about $1,300. I think it's called Crying Watch. Is that the YouTube channel? This one has gilt features, color features. Reminds me of a Tudor Black Bay. It's got a real retro vibe. Whew, man, what a timepiece. And it looks good on it's titanium. Couldn't believe it. Did I buy it? Am I gonna? I don't know. I have to tell you guys something. Took me forever to figure this out. I don't do well with large collections. Just becomes very overwhelming, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. I have 5 watches. It's crazy. It takes me forever to. It still takes me forever to decide what I'm going to wear, and I fret that I'm not wearing. 5 still feels like... I had this joke a couple months ago. You guys are right. Remember, it was called the Time 7 rule. If you have a really nice watch, you want to wear it so much you actually have 7 watches in one. Yeah. So even though I have 5, I really have 35. It does feel that way. It feels like I have 35 watches. I did really enjoy looking at the Tudor Pelagos FX something. It's this 42 millimeter watch that has thick spring bars. I think you got to pretty much wear it on a NATO, and it comes on like a green NATO. I might have talked about it on my last video. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just posted it on Instagram. Very cool watch. I think it's like $4,500, so out the door it's probably $5,000. Do I like it worth $5,000? Maybe not. Would I buy it for $3,000? Maybe. I noticed you can get those used ones, the black dial one with some red accent on it. Those you can get for about $332, but I don't like them as much as the current one, so whatever. It's all good. So, ladies and gentlemen, haven't made a video in a while. I disappeared and I wrote this book, and I really enjoyed it. I wish I had more books to write, but I don't know. 71,000 words is a lot. Usually when it comes to writing, I'm more of a wind sprinter. I'm more of a short burst of a type of writer. And writing a book is more like preparing for a marathon race or something. And the amount of patience required and the amount of development, you can't half-bake this stuff. So I had a couple agents show some interest. But I told my wife, man, she oh, congratulations. What do you mean? No, they're just looking at it, and even if something happened, if it got published, considering my limited platform, I just want to have reasonable expectations, and just, it might not get published. If you publish something, or if you go big in life in some area, if you become successful in life, I'm always reminded of that famous show on HBO back in the early 2000s, I think it was, called The Wire, where Lester Freeman tells McNulty, come on, why do you work so hard, McNulty? You think this job's going to make you whole? You think when you retire there's going to be a marching band and a gold watch? and everyone's gonna love you, and it's gonna be that grand moment that's it's gonna redeem all the suffering you've gone through in this life. He goes, man, let me paraphrase it. He goes, life is the BS you go through every day as you wait for the grand moments that never happen. I love it. It's classic. That's such a classic piece of dialogue. So, all right, well, I got to pick up my other daughter. She went to school today. She was out for 5-6 days. There's some kind of evil virus. I had it 3 weeks ago. I couldn't work out on my birthday, on my 63rd birthday. So, wait, I got a few minutes before I have to go. Let me just give you one final thing. So I'm 63 years old. You guys want to know what it's like to be 63? Let me give a Yelp review of being 63. I'll give it 3 stars. I'll give it 3 stars. What do I like about being 63? Well, I'm grateful that I can still work out with kettlebells 5 days a week, and that I have the energy to do it, and that I'm eager to do it. I mean, that shows there's some life force in me. That's encouraging. I'm glad I have the strength to do it. I did Mark Wildman's secret service test where I could do 20 minutes of swings straight consecutive without dying. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of fun to test myself. I like the fact that I have a hearty appetite. I think when the government forces all of us to take Ozempic, none of us will be eating. I'll just take a bite of oatmeal. Could you imagine, the government and the insurance agencies got together, the health industry, and they just look at the actuarial tables and they go, it's just cheaper to give everyone free Ozempic. But, I'm grateful for that. What do I not like about being 63? I'll tell you what, man. Here's why I'm going to take off 2 stars. I watch TV with my wife after dinner. I do the dishes, I make tea. We watch a couple shows. I'll tell you what, man, by around 8 p.m., 8:30, I'm done. I catch myself falling asleep, and I go to bed between 8:45 and 9. It is ridiculous. It's got to the point now where if my daughter's going to a party or a football game or a dance, I'm the dude who takes them there like around 6 or 7. But the pickup at 11, no. My wife has to do that. I am sound asleep. So, I'll give 63, being 63, I'll give it 3 stars. And I'm not sure how many stars I'm going to give 73, but the fact that you're still alive, you got to show some gratitude at that point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a ramble. What a ramble. I'm going to get my butt kicked for doing a ramble this long. I got to pick up my daughter right now. And I looked at my watch way too many times during this presentation. I think I might like watches too much. And until next time, I'm out.